All right, watch this video for April 21st, which is going to be Friday. I'm making this video at 5:08 Eastern Time. Tonight at 7:30, we have this webinar. So there's probably still an hour or so. So only to those people that see the video right away, there's probably only an hour or so to get registered for this free webinar Wayne and I are putting on. It's Inflection Points Part 2. We're looking forward to it and hope to clear up and add some color to the Inflection Parts Point 1 webinar. I'm not going to say what beverages will be provided, but I know I'm probably going to have a beverage or two. But I don't really want to talk about what it's going to be. But hopefully, okay, I'm done. I don't know why that was funny to me. All right, so we'll 7:30. We're looking forward to it. I'm going to put the link to register in the instructions or in the description. Sorry, to this video. So let's go into the watch list. The SPY, really nice little pop today. Kind of still flagging here. If you can picture a line. Maybe trying to break to the upside. We'll see IWM, kind of the same chart. We're still sideways though, overall. When you look at the bigger picture, still been sideways for quite a while. So we can just build our watch list, right? NADL. And you know what? This is for people that say, why do you like the low price stocks? There's a lot of things in trading that I've seen people over the years that I call self-limiting. We have a part in our trading course where we talk about self-limiting ideas. And you've probably met people too. I've run across people over the years that kind of in an arrogant fashion say, oh, I won't trade anything under $20. Like the balance sheet and the income statement, has to be, in really good looking fashion for them to invest in it. Well, investing, fine. I'm a trader. I could give what their balance sheet or income statement looks like. I'm trading. So if you have a self-limiting belief that you won't trade something under $5 or under $20 or it has to have a float of at least 50 million, I call that self-limiting behavior, self-limiting beliefs that can really cost you a lot of money. And when we break it down, I'll give you an example. NADL today, we had this on watch on the overnight list. We added it as a gap play, okay? This is the opening 2-minute candle. It took off and then sold off, and the next thing you know, strength came right back in, and Wayne called it in the chat room. When it looked like this, I like it over high of day. What does that mean? 209, okay? 209. Worst case stop's going to be the obvious spot below the whole number, 199. Look what happens. So there's 209. 200,000 shares pour in. So there's plenty of liquidity there. It's not like a thin, stock that's untradeable. And anyway, I'll pan out now and show you. So from 209, anybody could have had it there or within a few pennies of it. And it went all the way to 324. That's over 50%, right? In the course of an hour? Apple doesn't do that. So get rid of your self-limiting beliefs, learn which stocks to trade and how to trade them, and I think you'll make a lot more money. The absolute important point there, you've got to learn how to trade them. The entry is everything, because if you enter correctly, the rest of the problems take care of themselves, right? If you can be green right away because you waited for the proper setup on a proper stock, on a proper watch list, you find your trading turn around pretty quickly. So NADL, the reason it's on the watch list tomorrow is because now it's made a big 2-day move, okay? So I'm not that interested in it tomorrow. I feel like it needs to come in. But when I see a stock that can go up 50% in an hour, and it's had recent relative volume, and right now bulls are in charge, I'm going to have that on watch tomorrow, okay? Even though it's extended and above the moving averages, doesn't cost me anything to have it on a chart. FSA, I'm not in love with this one because this big volume spike here was still not even 1 million shares, but you do have an inside day, so maybe a third day play there. Not in love with it. HMNY had a nice, relatively speaking, that's a nice volume spike, and it's got great support below. It's coming out of a base, maybe a follow-through day there tomorrow. This one has a history. If you go back, look what it did back here. It ran from $1.21 to 17 the next day. It's never replicated that move, but you had a nice one here, you had a nice one here, and then since then, it's fallen down into not much action at all. But I do like the fact that it seems to have finally found solid support, right, around that $3 area. And then today could be the start of something. So we'll see if we get maybe a red to green or some volume coming into that one tomorrow. SNGX gapped down today, but then had a strong intraday move from here. And I didn't trade this. I saw people in chat talking about it. But, the low of this candle was 337. And in about 10 to 15 minutes, it went to 418. That's a really nice percentage move. Although it didn't really do much the rest of the day. I want to keep that one on watch. There's enough people watching that it might get moving. SPU had the gap down here, and now it's really, again, this one's extended, but because like today it moved from $3, $3 to 433. That's a big move there in a little over an hour before settling in at 3.5. We need to watch this one tomorrow. Again, I look at the daily chart and it's not very pretty, but again, doesn't cost me anything to put it on a chart. VBLT. This is a blast from the past. Nothing interesting about this chart at all. It's at 520, but I noticed in after hours it's trading at 605. So that's a nice little gap up. We don't know if it's going to hold by the morning and still be gapping up, but if it is, this one's got potential. I mean, look at this day back here on 30 million shares. It went from a low of 552 to a high of 758. So that's a really nice move. And, you know, you could argue if you blur your vision a little bit, kind of an ugly cup and handle. But if you look to the left, over $6, there's not a lot in the way, okay? So this one is certainly worth watching. Not sure of the float on it, and I don't have it in front of me. LPTH, really nice move back here. Nice 2-day move here. And since then, it's been putting in, you know, just kind of a loose flag pattern. Nice volume spike today. Maybe a follow through in it tomorrow. SKLN had this trying to break out of this move here. Again, thinner stock, and this one generally is kind of a nasty trader, but today's candle inside of yesterday. So there was no trades in this today. We had it on watch going into today, and now, you know, over today's high, maybe over 250. This one does look good on the chart if it gets up there, so we'll keep our eyes on that one. And then lastly, I have GEVO. Nice volume spike today. If I zoom in a little bit, all right, if I zoom in a lot, coming out of a nice long base here, and extra volume, and really had a big volume move today. If I go to 5-minute candles, pan out for you, you can see, look at that accelerating volume and that really nice move up to whatever it was, 123, before settling in at 111. This one, some traders are going to be watching this one tomorrow, so with the proper setup, we might get a little mini short squeeze in that one too. We'll also add some gappers in the morning, hopefully get a nice morning gapper as well. So hey, check the description to this video, click that link and get registered if you want to come to our webinar tonight. Hope to see you all there. Have a good night.